Hey there, Christy here. Today I'm sharing a few things that I would consider to be Lightroom best practices. First, I want to explain a little bit about what a Lightroom catalog is. I didn't actually know this until I became a full-time editor, and I didn't know it as a photographer, and it's actually a really nice thing to know, and it's really helpful. So the Lightroom catalog is a way to view, tag, and edit your files. When you import images into Lightroom, they will either remain on your hard drive if you add them to your catalog without moving them, or they'll be copied to a place on your computer. But the catalog itself doesn't actually contain any images. All the raw images will stay wherever you have them stored, or wherever you choose to have them moved to when you import. The catalog just pulls the images from their file, reads the data, and allows you to edit, tag, and organize the photos. So while raw files will be really large, a catalog file is actually pretty small. So let's talk about some best practices for Lightroom. First of all, always keep Lightroom updated. I hadn't updated for a couple of years. I was still running Lightroom version 2015 for a while until last year. And even though I was still paying $10 a month for Lightroom and Photoshop, it's really easy to upgrade and there's no reason to not upgrade. To upgrade, just go to your applications and look for that Adobe Creative Cloud app, and then that's where you can update. And you'll see there's actually a new update that I need to install that I will do after this video. So next, I recommend using one master catalog, either for everything or for the whole year. This is just because using a separate catalog for each session can get pretty time consuming, and if you want to ever move your files from one hard drive to another or easily locate or revisit images, then using multiple catalogs will be difficult and pretty time consuming. So thirdly, I recommend keeping all your raw files on the same hard drive, or maybe having a yearly hard drive and maybe a yearly Lightroom catalog. If you're shooting a lot of images, having a yearly Lightroom catalog is a good idea. And then add them to the catalog without moving them. So let me show you how that works. I'm just going to import a few files. Now, if you add them, so you want to have this button selected, Add, that will just put them into the catalog without moving them off of your external hard drive or wherever you imported them from. If you choose Move or Copy, then it's going to put them on your computer in a separate folder, usually in your Pictures folder by default, and it's going to take up space. But if you use your external hard drive and select Add, then these images will stay on the hard drive. Next, when importing, I recommend choosing to build previews and clicking this button that says Embedded and Sidecar. This is going to make your previews load really fast, almost photo mechanic fast, which will be great for you when culling your images or looking through a lot of images. I also recommend using smart previews if you have the space for it wherever your Lightroom catalog is stored. Then you'll be able to edit without having your external hard drive plugged in. You can also import with a preset. But that's not really a best practice, but a lot of people might not know that you can actually go ahead and import with a preset. And you can routinely clean out the smart previews when you're done with your sessions, and your raw files will still always be safely on your hard drive. The smart previews are just kind of stand-ins. They're smaller files, about 1 megabyte, that Lightroom will use if you don't have your external hard drive plugged in. So I'm not going to import these photos right now because I've already got them imported, but here's another tip. If you want to move your files, let's say you want to move from one hard drive to another one, then I recommend doing it within Lightroom itself. That will make sure that the pathways for your files always are updated and you won't get that dreaded exclamation point showing up in your catalog that says this file cannot be found. So let me show you how to do that. So you can scroll over here in the folders section. You'll see that this image is coming from the Yosemite 2019 raw file. Now, if I want to move it, let's say into a new folder called Edited or something like that, then I can just select Add Subfolder, and then I can name that folder and add it, and it'll say Put Inside Yosemite 2019 Raw. But if I can also add a new folder, and then I can select where I want it to go, and let's say I maybe want to move them to my desktop for some reason, then I can create a new folder here, and then I can choose that file and it will move them if I choose this and then just drag it in here. And then it's going to ask me if I want to move the files, and I won't be able to undo it. So this will ensure that if you're moving from one hard drive to another, that Lightroom will always be able to locate those files in your catalog and you can still see your edits. I'm going to hit cancel for now because I don't need to do it for now. So I also recommend using the collections feature. If you have a long day, you can break it into collections, and you can also use it to organize your shoots. And you can also create a collection set of a longer day, so maybe Yosemite trip, and then maybe I want to put this inside there as a different day, and maybe I want to call this waterfalls. So you could have different collections, and this is just a really great way to organize your photos and always be able to find them instead of having to scroll through all the images on the film strip right here. That can be a little crazy if you have a bunch of images. Also, I recommend being organized with the name of your catalog. So my catalog is called Lightroom Catalog 2020, and the way you can do that is by going to Catalog Settings, and this will show you where it is located. So you can hit Show, and then it will show you that it is right here. So be organized with it. That way you always know which catalog you're dealing with. And lastly, if you want to move your catalog, let's say I want to move this catalog to a different hard drive, all you need to do is copy the folder to your new location, and that's it. It's going to take those previews that were built and it's going to move that along with it. And that will be awesome if you want to transfer all your photos from one hard drive to another one. So that's all I have for you today. If you learned something new, comment below and let me know. Also, if you have any questions, let me know so I can make a video for you. Happy editing!